So we're doing a project with FRRR, which is funded by the Australian Government for the Future Drought Fund. And we're doing a community saltbush project, talking about sustainable farming with community and also with some school kids as well in the area. So we've done a whole heap of workshops with local school kids around sustainable farming and sustainable practices that they can do at home. Also talking about tree loss in the environment and what effect that has, especially on our farmland, which has caused some salinity. Also, we've got our Indigenous rangers in Kojonup we've connected with for the project as well. So yeah, it's turned out to be a really lovely project for everybody involved. We held a workshop today with the Tambalup school kids. We just go through how salinity happens and then we do some different experiments with the kids. And the kids go and examine the differences when we add rainwater and how different soils react to the rainwater. It's just a very good visual presentation for the kids. And then we do a fun activity with the kids at the end with making some seed bombs made out of native wildflowers. These kids, many of them are farm kids. We've actually had a lot of feedback from mums and dads that have come through and gone, oh, the kids were talking about your presentation, and how much they've enjoyed it. And yeah, I think it's just important that everybody just reconnects back to nature because we sometimes forget that we're a part of it.
Can you tell me what you learnt today?
The salt water and how it caused tree accidents. And I learnt how the soil and the water can run off different types of soil.
Then we go through and talk to the kids about saltbush and what we're going to be doing and planting the saltbush on farm to help repair some saline damaged land.
I'm on the board of Southern Dirt and they were asking for some locations where we could plant some saltbush, and I thought, yep, we've got plenty of salt scald areas, and whether or not we'll solve the problem, we'll find out over the next couple of years, but you got to try, really.
Saltbush is one of those plants that's very hardy and it's one of your first repairers in a saline area, so we'll put the saltbush in and that enables the water table to go down. And it also is a really fantastic plant for a farmer to have in their system because you can also graze it with your sheep.
Hopefully we can rehabilitate some of those areas, solve some salt problems and grow a bit of fodder.
So throughout the whole project, we have planted over 6,500 saltbush, and it's involved over 160 students from 5 different schools around our region.
We brought our students out, pre-primary to year 6, to do some saltbush planting, following on from a workshop that Sheridan and Jess did in our school about 2 weeks ago.
They had a potty put kit and a bucket full of saltbush seedlings and planted saltbush 3 metres apart. And here we have planted 1,700 saltbush today.
And they are the future farmers and the agronomists, so I think it's really important that they understand how we need to look after our land so that we can use it respectfully.
When we saw that this one pop up, we got in touch and yeah, we're really excited, especially with the school kids, to do it on the farm and involve our own children, and hopefully they can watch the process in another 5 years in with our grazing program and see the benefit of correcting the soil pH.
They are learning about the importance of revegetation and keeping our trees alive and not removing trees as often.
I think it's just to teach the young kids something about the earth and everything like that, and it is a very important thing with keeping the trees healthy and keeping the farms healthy to provide obviously the food and everything like that for not only here but the world pretty much.
So we've actually connected with the Waggle Indigenous Rangers that have just started in the area, and they were super excited to be part of the project.
Biodiversity, cultural diversity, conservation, bring the land back to what it was.
I think a lot of it starts is just from learning about it, because you're not going to want to respect it and protect it if you don't know.
And this age is a good age to teach them, because then they're going to respect it as they're growing up.
Like, we've had some really dry seasons in the last 5 years, and that obviously brings the salt up too, so it's probably worsened a lot in the last 5 years from that.
But there's no doubt about it, with climate change it's only going to get worse. So if we can be proactive and do something about it, as rainfall drops, you only have to look out in the wheat belt to see what could be happening.
If we continue in the way that we are with losing our trees, that's contributing to desertification. And as we continue to lose natural resources, that then affects our rainfall in the next 20 to 50 years. In this area can be they're forecasting up to 50 to 150 millimetres per year less. So that significantly affects our ability to farm.
Today the kids had a ball. They are very muddy, very happy. They've been well fed and looked after, and their only disappointment is they want to plant more.